You lose OG Anunoby. Brunson has to come back from the dead. This is the Tom Thibodeau way. Everyone won't make it. As Josh Hart logs another 48-minuter. It's only a matter of time before the entire team is on the injury report. But while this team is somewhat a little bit healthy, healthier than they will be in a week or two, I'll assume, it's another big home win. Come from behind, battle back, and just taking game 2 with pure force and hustle. Sure, there were a couple of bad refereeing moments, but I didn't feel like the Pacers were hurt as much by these instances as much as they were hurt by their own mistakes, especially compared to the first game. And the truth of the matter is that a game like this can't be perfectly officiated. There is so much physicality, and the refs naturally have to establish how physical both teams are allowed to be. In general, throughout 2 games, Pacer fan frustrations are understandable, but this Rick Carlisle submitting 90 or whatever missed calls to the league is a clown maneuver that only really exists to generate some makeup credits in the forthcoming games. To essentially say, give us the home court advantage you gave them. Well, the Pacers do have a natural home court advantage that we will see firsthand when they simply perform better in the next 2 games. And I think they can actually win both of these. Definitely will take one. Definitely game 3, especially with this OG injury. We don't know how long that's going to be, and the Knicks just breaking down. I expect, honestly, a 2-2 series. The Knicks, every game they're running on fumes. They're playing like it's game 7 of the finals, and someone's getting hurt. It's just only a matter of time. And lastly, about the refs. Last thing I'll say about them. Yes, we can highlight a few errors, as we always can. Refereeing blunders are inevitable. You can always find a clip of something somewhere, and, well, flopping is also inevitable. But these clips that are being pulled up, they weren't even the key moments of the game. That's probably why I'm not as partial to this argument about the refs deciding this game. I definitely bought it in game 1 because the calls happened at the key points in the game in the fourth quarter where you really needed them to go your way or just to be neutral, and they weren't, if you're the Pacers. In this case, game 2, yeah, you had a couple bad calls against you throughout the game maybe, but when it really came down to the moments that mattered, you did it to yourself. I didn't like the commentators going at Tyrese so much, and critics, haters in general. Of course, we needed to see a bounce-back performance, and we did. Sometimes we need some patience to see what we've got. Game 1 overreactions, just a part of the game, I know. And I understand, his scoring is important, but he was doing his part as an orchestrator and trying to get his team the best looks possible. And for a player with such a unique skill set, I hardly believe that the emphasis should be to take as many shots as you possibly can. And I know that's the mantra for Jalen Brunson, and understandably so. And they're just 2 different types of players, and they're in 2 different types of situations. And he's someone getting the brunt of the blame, despite the fact that this is still his first playoffs. His co-star failed to reach 15 points, and his coach made a key rotational blunder down the stretch, keeping McConnell benched. He could have subbed Nembhard, played both point guards. All Nembhard was really doing, I know he shot the ball well, didn't shoot a lot, but he made his shots that he took. He was getting cooked, though, by Jalen Brunson every time. TJ McConnell was clearly having more success in that matchup. And Carlisle, of course, has the nerve to deflect the entire blame onto the referees, which, again, I understand and agreed with that notion after game 1, but it's game 2, and you're making excuses. You should be winning these basketball games. It wasn't the refs. It wasn't Tyrese. You can look at a few different factors in this game, but the truth is that you got out-hustled and outplayed when it mattered the most. You kept TJ benched. You gave up offensive rebound after offensive rebound. You watch, as your guys watch, the Knicks players just want it more. There's no hesitation in diving for loose balls, stealing the rebounds with reckless abandon. Josh Hart can play an entire game, and he still has more energy than anybody on the Indiana Pacers in this scenario at the end of a game. The Knicks, they just raised the intensity. They are once again ultra comfortable in these late game high pressure moments. At the Pacers, they just have to channel something to match that, and that's not something that they've done. Last thing I'll say about New York, man, I am totally getting Steph, Clay, Dre vibes from this big 3 in New York. I know it's not the same. It's like a Walmart version maybe, but there's just a level of dominance, mental fortitude in these important moments, consistency, respective play styles in all these guys' games, and the way their chemistry kind of works together definitely looks a little bit familiar. all three have elevated their games past what we thought them to be capable of. So that is truly something to behold. I still believe this is like must-see TV. I'm not changing my tune. I'm not saying it's over or anything like that. I'm just excited to see more of what's in store.